Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Mary Brody. I'm Chair of Choral Arts New England, and I'm here to welcome you to our 40th awards ceremony, at which we celebrate the amazing choral music being made through all of New England. Choral Arts New England's mission is to elevate choral music and creativity. We believe in the transformative power of voices raised in harmony, whether in a school auditorium, church space, symphony hall. We believe in the collaboration, connection, and community that choral music creates. And we celebrate the joy, the inspiration, and the challenge that it can bring to audiences. Today, we celebrate two of our primary efforts in support of choral music. First is the Alfred Nash Patterson Grants. Choral Arts New England began as a memorial to Alfred Nash Patterson, who was an inspiring figure in Massachusetts choral music for 35 years, beginning in 1940, when he organized his first civic chorus. Unlike today, Boston choral music was in the doldrums then, when he arrived on the scene, and through his vision, his hard work, and his talent, he uplifted choral music in the Boston area and beyond. Today, we will celebrate the 2024 recipients of the Alfred Nash Patterson Grants. Each year, as I listen to our grantees' stories of the inspiring and creative work they're doing throughout New England, I'm led to reflect on the value choral music brings to the many communities of which we are all a part. And I'm cheered by the many forms that choral music takes. Some of the Alfred Nash Patterson grantees are going to receive named grants. These represent grants intended to support particular achievements. The honor of naming the grants and identifying the purpose has been given to choral music lovers who raised funds to establish those awards, and we're very grateful for the support they've given us. Another way Choral Arts New England supports choral music is through its Lifetime Achievement Award, awarded every year since 1994 for exceptional and enduring contributions to the choral arts in New England. It's a way for us to recognize individuals who have, over an extended period, been a notable force in the New England choral community. We're delighted to have this year's recipient, André de Quadros, take his place in a long line of distinguished recipients. I don't have to remind anyone who loves choral music of the challenges to the arts in general and choral arts in particular in this evolving post-COVID period. Choral Arts New England is working with the choral community to find paths for choral music to thrive and grow in these interesting times. And we're going to have more on this in coming months. Now, I just referred to the times we live in. I had a somewhat cantankerous law school professor who used the image of pulling a rabbit out of a hat when we were employing a conclusion as both an argument and a result. And while that's not what I'm about to do, somehow I imagine him going to the blackboard, yes, blackboard, and drawing the dreaded top hat with two rabbit ears sticking out when I state the obvious fact that this is a fraught moment for our country. And I'm not going down that road here today. However, I just wanted to say that I don't view what we are celebrating as an escape from the world around us. Rather, I view it as an additional and perhaps better lens to see and participate in that world. Finally, some of you may know that I'm married to a Swahili speaker. My husband's love for the language and the people he lived among who taught it to him has enriched our family over many years in many ways. However, it has only rarely intersected with my life as a choral singer and supporter of choral music. So I'm particularly happy that today is one of those intersections, as one of our grants will benefit an organization with a wonderful Swahili name, Ujima. The great Julius Nyerere, first president of Tanzania, built a nation on that word. So I am inspired to say to all of you, karibu, welcome. It's a tradition at our award ceremonies to have music, and we're fortunate today to welcome Voices 21C, a group founded by our Lifetime Achievement Awardee, and we are grateful to them for sharing their music with us.
Just a few words about Voices 21C. Thank you so much, all of you, for your immense kindness and your welcoming presence. Means so very, very, very much to us. Voices 21C is an incredible family of people who share common cause, who share very, very deep, very deep sense of connection. 21C is about the 21st century. In other words, we want to connect to our time, what matters today, what matters to our world, what matters to this country, and how do we forge a path forward through choral music. So this first piece that Voices 21C, which is really collective, and you'll see how incredible the ensemble is without being directed. The first piece is Christopher Harris's Bring Me All Your Dreams, and a setting of a poem by the great African-American poet Langston Hughes. And Langston Hughes wrote many poems, and among them is another one called I Dream a World. And he was rooted in African-American freedom dreaming, the African-American struggle, African-American resistance. And so this is the first piece that we're singing. They're singing, I should say, because I'm just going to be enjoying it. And the second piece is a piece composed by Wayland Coleman, who's one of our interlocutors, one of our principal collaborators, who is in prison, has served in prison for 27 years, although being innocent, like so many African-American men. We wish he was here with us together in spirit, in person, but he is with us in spirit because he's going to be calling very soon, and he'll be listening over the phone, over a prison phone. Wayland wrote that piece, Freedom Song, really in the same tradition of freedom dreaming. So here is the first piece, Christopher Harris's Bring Me All Your Dreams. Thank you.
Wow. That was, I can't even speak. I forgot that I was even here and that I'm supposed to do something. While I have your attention, please put this on airplane mode so that when the next song comes up, nothing happens that isn't supposed to happen. My name's Amelia LeClaire. I'm the chair of the Grants Committee, and it's my delightful and honored pleasure to present the 2024 grants, Alfred Nash Patterson grants. We funded 15 projects this year, totaling $27,000. This is more than our last highest award amount of 25 in 2023. So we're growing in our giving, which is important and I think a sign of where choral music is going here and now, because we need it more than ever. Awards recipients represent choral organizations across New England, from Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, and Massachusetts, and were chosen out of 48 applications. Descriptions of each of these fantastic projects are found in your booklet, so I encourage you to read them. I will not be reading them myself here. They're just such wonderful examples of all of the creativity, imagination, and energy in choral singing all over New England, especially given that we have arisen like a phoenix out of COVID. So on to our grantees. Our first grantee is Blue Heron Renaissance Choir of Cambridge, Massachusetts, for a 25th birthday concert and celebration. Please welcome Executive Director Bobby Pape and Visionary Artistic Director Scott Metcalf. Scott could not make it.
Yeah, I'll cover it. Good afternoon, everybody. Scott sends his regrets. He's actually teaching this semester at Peabody, so he is in Baltimore this week. But he and I prepared these remarks together. I'm Bobby Pape. I'm the executive director of Blue Heron. I'm honored to represent both myself and Scott, our Musicians Board and supporters, here today. Together, we are just honored to have had support from Choral Arts New England for our 25th birthday concert, which was just last month. For those who don't know us as well, founded in 1999, Blue Heron's mission is to explore medieval and Renaissance vocal music and to bring it to life through vivid, historically informed performances and recordings. And our 25th birthday has been an inflection point for all of us at Blue Heron, something I'm sure we can all appreciate, as you mentioned, after the challenges of the last few years. And so we chose this occasion to think about what we've accomplished and what's ahead for us at Blue Heron, and we called the concert Something Old, Something New. We sang pieces by Hugh Aston and Robert Hunt from a set of part books copied in 1540 for Canterbury Cathedral, the contents of which have been almost completely ignored by performers and music historians because the tenor book and part of the treble book had been lost for centuries. The missing parts of the pieces we sang have been recomposed by the brilliant English musicologist Nick Sandon. Longtime Blue Heron fans know that these works from our programs, they date back to our founding and to a 5-CD set of recordings of the repertoire called The Lost Music of Canterbury, another project supported by generous support from Choral Arts New England and a highlight of our first quarter century. Looking ahead, we took a rare but not unprecedented foray into new music with a world premiere by Turkish-American composer here in Boston, Mehmet Ali Sanlikol, titled The Triumph, for voices and instruments that included a ney, a host of percussion, and more. The Triumph was composed for the occasion and received its premiere in large part thanks to this grant. We also sang a piece Mehmet wrote for us in 2017, and after the concert, we recorded both pieces. They'll be released sometime next year. So that's our Something Old and Something New from our 25th birthday concert. And in case you're curious, as for Borrowed, Mamet's pieces borrowed Sufi texts from the 17th and 19th centuries. There's a great video on our website explaining the whole background of the new piece if you're curious. And I hope that the something blue is relatively obvious for Blue Heron. The discovery that we share with audiences here in New England and beyond is something that will continue for seasons to come, and at its core, it's made possible by enthusiastic audiences and supporters here in Greater Boston. Choral Arts New England is a beacon for the power of choral music in our community, and Alfred Nash Patterson grants like this one that we received, and I'm glad we get to go first because I don't think I could follow all of you. They are catalysts for excellence, exploration, and expanding our ability to make and share music together. So thank you to Choral Arts New England for supporting our project and so many more this cycle from our colleagues and friends across the region and in our community here. Your support is making a difference, and for that, we are grateful. So thank you.
Next up, the Cantata Singers of Boston, Massachusetts, for a Boston Choral Festival to take place, which took place on October 25th. Please welcome Operations Manager Kripa Joseph, Executive Director Nick Adams, and who was a former trombonist, by the way, for the U.S. Air Force. I just found that very interesting. And Marketing and Community Programs Manager Lydia Consilvio. Nick.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I am a trombone player. Don't hold that against me. On October 25th, just a couple of weekends ago, I had the great privilege to walk to the stage at the Cyclorama at the Boston Center for the Arts and say this before our opening night concert. When you work in the arts for some time like I have, there are specific moments that you remember as a mile marker of what you've experienced. I suspect that the opening notes of tonight's concert will do just that. And it did. What followed was extraordinary. With our chorus of 45 singers, 20 orchestral players, and 80 high school singers performing the opening notes of Monteverdi's Vespers. The high school students had spent the day with us learning their parts, but singing for one another. They even shared some social games together. And if you've ever seen 80 high schoolers in a space together playing games, it's pretty spectacular. But that was what the day was for us. It was a magical day and a magical night of music making, and I was very proud to be a part of Boston's choral music community, even as a trombone player. All of that to say, we are deeply grateful to Choral Arts New England and the Alfred Nash Patterson Grant team for helping to make this possible. The support was both generous and meaningful. Congratulations to all of you recipients, and I wish you all well in making singing a vital part of New England's music making. Thank you.
And our next genius group, they're all geniuses, by the way. Cantilena Chamber Choir of Lenox, Mass. For a 2025 Martin Luther King celebration on January 19th, 2025. Please welcome founding director, Andrea Goodman.
Thank you very much to the members of the Grants Committee. I know how much work is involved, and it's considerable, and you really do due diligence, checking out recordings and applications and so on. So I feel especially honored to receive this grant from you. And just to give you a little bit of a background on what this is about, because I think as choral administrators, as many of you are, I think that there's a very interesting lesson this project may offer to you. Alice Parker was the one to first come up with the idea of having a Martin Luther King open sing. She had a concert every year in New York with Melodious Accord, and then offered the audience a chance to sing spirituals. So, not Christmas carols, spirituals. And we then took her up on that because in our community, it's really almost one set of demographic, and so we really had to reach out to get Martin Luther King Day celebrated. We do it the day before the concert, and we had nothing in the Berkshires, nothing for this, a couple of award ceremonies and things. And so we started the first celebration, and we invited a gospel choir from Pittsfield, and eventually they disbanded, so we had to reach out to ChoralNet, and on ChoralNet we put a call for groups to come to Lenox to perform with us. They do 20 minutes, we do 20 minutes, and then together we perform. And a group from Baltimore came, and it was Urban Choral Art Society, and they were all African American, ranging from age 14 to 82. And they were fabulous, and we were so surprised to hear how great this group was. And they kept coming back year after year because I don't know why they would want to travel from Baltimore to the Berkshires in the middle of winter, but they didn't seem to mind. And then it just snowballed into something very successful. We seat 300 people in the church, and we had all the aisles filled as well, probably broke the fire code, because there's nothing like it. But then the year that the Berkshire Eagle decided to have a contest with this, Martin Luther King essay contest for high school students. So they offered a reward of $500 savings bond to the winning person, and then winning kid, and then second place and third place. So they were flooded with entries, but even better, they advertised that the winning person the winning kids, for the top 3, would get their essays read at the concert. And they advertised this every day before the concert. And we didn't have to pay for this every single day for almost 2 months. So there's no way anyone in the county didn't know about this. 110,000 people didn't know about this. And it was all free advertising. So from then on, I mean, we had to, as I said, we broke fire codes and then some. So during COVID, nobody can travel. We were about to go do a joint concert back down in Baltimore as an exchange, and then COVID came just at that very time. So they were off for several years. Anthony Tracy King came last year and brought his Unitas ensemble, not Unitas, Unitas ensemble, and they sang with us, and that was also successful. And this year, the Urban Choral Art Society is coming back. So we really appreciate that, and this grant will help them pay for the enormously expensive bus, plus the all that the grant goes to them, and also the housing for them for the weekend. So they do a workshop with us as well. So thank you again for the grant. It was much appreciated. And anyway, if you get any ideas of your own of having something similar in your communities, please come and ask me. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. That is totally inspiring. Next up is Classical Uprising of Portland, Maine for Where Do You Like to Go? Celebrating Maine's changing identity in the 21st century. It will take place on May 17th and 18th, 2025. This project is the winner of this year's Hammond Family Grant, which supports collaborations and milestones. Please welcome founding and artistic director Emily Isaacson is not able to make it, so they have sent a video. Emily Isaacson is a leader in arts entrepreneurship. She could not be here. Please roll the video.
Hello, my name is Emily Isaacson, and I am the conductor and artistic director of Classical Uprising. We are delighted to receive an Alfred Nash Patterson grant for Where Do You Like to Go? A collaborative project between Judd Greenstein, award-winning composer, and the students of Reiki Elementary School, performed by Classical Uprising. In the past 50 years, Maine's population has changed dramatically. Reiki Community School is a microcosm of this change. 26 nations are represented here with over 28 languages spoken. In this project, Where Do You Like to Go? Classical Uprising and Judd Greenstein will tell the story of Maine's change by connecting with the people who live here and the stories that they bring. This project is about the power of storytelling and creative expression to strengthen self-confidence and build community bonds.
That's terrific. Next up is Coro Allegro of Boston, Massachusetts. Sorry, did somebody say something? No, okay. Okay. Next up is Coro Allegro of Boston, Massachusetts for There Will Come Soft Rains on March 9th, 2025. Please welcome Artistic Director David Hodgkins, Board President John Brown, and Executive Director Ruthie Miller.
Hello, you've probably guessed that I'm Ruthie Miller. I'm the Executive Director of Choral Allegro, and I want to thank you so much for this wonderful award. We're really looking forward to There Will Come Soft Rains and getting to know this piece. And I want to turn it over actually to John, who was instrumental in having this piece exist in the first place.
I'm John Brown. So I am, as an individual and as a supporter of this commission, deeply grateful to Choral Arts New England for the generous grant support for Choral Allegro to perform the world premiere of this piece, There Will Be Soft Rains by Karim Rustam. It really means a great deal to me and to my family. The commission is dedicated to the memory of my parents, Donald and Betty Brown, and their musical and also political social engagement. My mother was a lifelong musician, a violinist, and a keyboard player well into her 90s. My father sang bass in the church choir. My parents were active supporters of efforts to end the last big American war, the Vietnam conflict. This piece arose out of living in Germany in the spring of 2022. The brutal reality of the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine, now in its third year, provided the initial impetus for inclusion of the first text of this piece and its theme. The text is by the German poet Guppius, was written in the 17th century, and was his reaction to the destruction wrought by the 30 Years' War. The piece actually reflects on war in a number of different dimensions. There Will Come Soft Rains features 3 poems, including the poem by Guppius, written during 3 wars over 3 centuries with an entrada from the second book of Samuel. The other 2 poets are Annie Fields, who wrote about the Civil War, and Sarah Teasdale, who reflected on the First World War. The poetry evinces the cost to human lives and souls from wars from the perspective of victims, soldiers trudging along, and the natural surroundings in which people carry out their mutual destruction. It asks us, shall the sword devour forever? So thank you very much to Choral Arts of New England for giving us the opportunity to present this important work for our time.
My name is David Hodgkins. I'm the Artistic Director of Choral Allegro. And first of all, I want to say I've been around long enough to see how wonderful it is to see the number of awards that has grown. When I first got an award here, when we got an award here, I think there were 3. And now we have 15, and that's really incredible, just incredible. And I just want to talk very briefly about how important this award is. Choral has had, I think, 8 or 9 times that we've gotten a Kane Award. And each time it's more than just a number in a ledger column. It's a springboard to a new piece, or especially a new piece. Many of these pieces we have performed numerous times all around the country. We've recorded many of these pieces as well, as including 2 pieces that will come out in a CD in the spring. Another one by Karim Rustam called Rage Against the Tyrants, and then one by Eric Banks called A Luta Continua, both of which we have done twice in the Boston area, and then at various gala festivals around the country. it's important, I think, that pieces get heard more than once. And I said this a little bit the last time we got a Kane Award, but so many pieces are commissioned and die on the shelf. And we don't, as composers, that's a kiss of death. But as conductors and as an audience member, you grow by having a piece done more than once, 2 or 3 times. And you grow understanding the piece a little bit better, and the audience members understand the piece a little bit better. And so I would just leave you with this thought. Can we find a way to do more to go beyond just the one and done? Can we find a way to take this great music that's being performed and supported and find it, to take it to a recording or take it to a different audience, however you can do it, because I think that's really where the future of choral music lies. Not just Bach, which I love, okay, but the new music and the really good music. So thank you very much for giving us this springboard for yet another project, and we look forward to hearing all of you at some time. Thank you.
David, I hope we all get free tickets to the concert, just saying. Next up is the Hampshire Young People's Chorus of Northampton, Massachusetts, for hiring a marketing and outreach coordinator. This is something that we don't usually support, but we found this time that this was worthy. So please welcome Director Casey Conlon to tell us more.
Hi, everyone. It is my distinct honor to be here today at this awards ceremony representing Hampshire Young People's Chorus. We are a children's choir based in the Pioneer Valley of Western Massachusetts. We celebrated our 25th anniversary season last spring. I don't need to tell you all that the pandemic was a terrible blow for the performing arts. Our organization, like many others, has struggled to come back since that year when we had to meet on Zoom. We asked Choral Arts New England for support in hiring a part-time outreach and marketing coordinator to help get the word out about our choir and assist with recruitment. We hired a young professional who created Facebook posts, reached out to area schools, designed flyers, and updated our MailChimp database. I'm pleased to report that this effort has been very effective. Our membership this fall increased by 50%. More singers means a stronger foundation, both musically and financially. We are very grateful to Choral Arts New England for this extra support. Thank you.
Always wonderful to support young people in singing. Next up is the Hartford Choral of Hartford, Connecticut for Vox Feminae to take place May 18th, 2025. Please welcome Executive Director Sarah Armstrong.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Armstrong, and I have the privilege of serving as Hartford Choral's Executive Director. Founded in 1972, Hartford Choral is a volunteer, not-for-profit organization that presents, on a symphonic scale, masterpieces of great choral art throughout southern New England and beyond. In addition to serving as the primary symphonic chorus for the greater Hartford community, we self-produce at least one concert a year, presenting choral music showcasing varied and diverse voices that have historically been marginalized or underrepresented. In 2022, for our 50th anniversary concert, also graciously supported by Choral Arts New England, we commissioned a piece by Connecticut native Scott Perkins, who set poetry written by Native American, Latin American, and African American women. Women's voices. Voices that are not heard often enough from the symphonic stage. For this year's self-produced concert, Vox Feminae, A Woman's Voice, we are thrilled to present an entire concert devoted to two living female composers, Rosephanie Powell and Jocelyn Hagan. Rosephanie Powell is a highly commissioned African-American composer whose four-movement, dramatic spoken word and choral work, The Cry of Jeremiah, premiered at Lincoln Center in 2012. Powell masterfully combines ancient text with music that draws from both the African-American musical heritage and the classical music traditions. Jocelyn Hagan was commissioned by the Minnesota Choral and the Metropolitan Symphony Orchestra in 2019 to compose the Notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci, a 7-movement work for choir, orchestra, and video projections. Hagan creates a unique opportunity for the music to drive the video content, as opposed to accompanying it. Video projections taken from Da Vinci's notebooks are controlled by a video technician adjusting the film in real time following the conductor, making them a performer like any other member of the ensemble, creating a unique and exciting concert experience. And we're doing something that was commissioned more than once. I was listening. Vox Feminae delivers a multimedia program that is sure to inspire while highlighting the diverse and rich contributions by Rosephanie Powell and Jocelyn Hagan to classical music. We are grateful for Choral Arts New England's support of Vox, which takes place on Friday, May 16th, 2025, at the Bushnell Center of the Performing Arts in Hartford, Connecticut, and I really hope to see you there. Thank you so much.
I do need the box. That's wonderful. Okay, next up is Lorelei Ensemble of Cambridge, Massachusetts for Breathe, a program commission and a premiere, which will take place in Baltimore, Maryland. The project is this year's winner of the Lorna Cook de Varen grant to support new music or adventurous programming. Please welcome board member Lisa Husseini.
Hi, everybody. So I know Beth Willer would have loved to be here, but in her place, I will lead us all in something I know she would do if she were here, which is to urge everybody here to take a moment and take a breath. Breathe, our 70-minute program, which we are so thrilled to receive this grant and award for, is a really bright light in the middle of a really important season for us at the Lorelei Ensemble. At Lorelei, we, under Beth's guidance and with the support of the board and, of course, the brilliant performances of the artists, have been looking more closely at how we can convey the human experience in all of its intricacies from the stage and in our communities. And Breathe is a program that does just that. The 70-minute program is a commission and a premiere. As mentioned, the premiere will take place in Baltimore and then later will take place in Boston and New England. And it is a co-creation from 4 composers and instrumentalists, Charlotta Greve, Wendell Patrick, Ken Thompson, and Jason Truding, who all have been composing together with our artists this piece. The piece has been workshopped once. This past October will be workshopped again in Massachusetts this January and will be premiered in March. And so in many ways, while I wish I could tell you all about the piece, some of it has been created and some of it is still in creation. There will be live electronics, live processing. The composers will all be playing different instruments, and it converges all different types of music, from jazz to hip hop to pop to contemporary classical music. Again, we're just so thrilled to receive this award. It's a really amazing project that is only bringing the Lorelei Ensemble forward, so thank you so much.
And up next is the Manchester Choral Society of Manchester, New Hampshire for Harnessing the Power of Music, Eradicating Hate Through Art and Community Engagement. There's no date given yet, but please welcome Maria DeNola, who is a board member and a performer in the group.
Hello, everyone, and thank you. Our concert, Considering Matthew Shepard, is in June of 2025. I stand before you today with gratitude and humility on behalf of Manchester Choral Society of Manchester, New Hampshire, as we accept the Alfred Nash Patterson Grant. This award is a profound honor for us, and we extend our heartfelt thanks to Choral Arts New England for recognizing the importance of our upcoming production, Considering Matthew Shepard. This grant is more than just financial support. It is a catalyst for change, helping us bring Craig Hella Johnson's Considering Matthew Shepard to life in a way that can spark dialogue, inspire empathy, and create lasting connections in our community. In the tapestry of human history, music has often served as a universal language, transcending barriers and fostering connections. At Manchester Choral Society, we strive to harness the power of music, not only for artistic expression, but also for social impact. This season, we embark on a transformative journey with Considering Matthew Shepard, a work that honors the life and legacy of Matthew Shepard, a young man whose tragic death became a symbol of the fight against hate. This extraordinary oratorio blends genres, storytelling, and haunting melodies to invite audiences to reflect on love, loss, and the quest for justice. It compels us all to confront the darkness of hate while illuminating the transformative potential of compassion, solidarity, and empathy. With this piece, we hope to propel our community toward a future rooted in understanding and acceptance. At the heart of this endeavor is our partnership with Matthew Shepard Foundation, founded by his parents, Judy and Dennis Shepard, in the memory of their son. The foundation's mission is to erase hate and promote LGBTQ+ inclusion, and is one we share deeply. By working alongside the foundation, we can amplify our message and further Matthew's legacy through action, advocacy, and education. Through their guidance and support, we can incorporate educational elements and initiatives that will reach beyond the walls of our concert hall. Our vision for Considering Matthew Shepard extends far beyond performance. Thanks to the support of the Alfred Nash Patterson Grant, we plan to engage the wider community through selective listening guides, partnerships with local schools, and workshops that invite educators, students, and musicians to explore the themes of this work in depth. We believe that by inviting music teachers and students to participate in our rehearsals and educational programming, we can foster a collective commitment to empathy and inclusion. Additionally, we aspire to invite members of the New Hampshire Gay Men's Chorus to join us, combining our voices to amplify the message of eradicating hate and celebrating LGBTQ visibility and resilience. Together, we hope to forge meaningful connections across communities and inspire a spirit of unity and solidarity through shared performances, workshops, and outreach efforts. I'm almost done. As Manchester Choral Society embarks on this transformative journey, we do so with a profound sense of purpose. We believe in the power of music to heal, inspire, and unite. And with Considering Matthew Shepard, we aim to honor Matthew's legacy and ignite a ripple of change with our own community. We are deeply grateful to Choral Arts New England for the Alfred Nash Patterson Grant, which enables us to pursue this vision. Your support gives us the strength and resources to use our voices to fight hate, foster love, and promote compassion. Thank you for believing in the power of music and for standing with us as we endeavor to create a world where love triumphs over fear and acceptance reigns supreme. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Maria, sorry. Maria is appearing on behalf of, so thank you so much for being here. Next up is the Milford Middle School Chorus of Milford, New Hampshire, for the 2025 New Hampshire Choral Consortium to take place in spring 2025. This project is the winner of the Saxton Family Grant, which supports a unique and engaging effort in an underserved area. Please welcome Amanda Galster, chorus and general music teacher.
Hello, my name is Amanda Galster, and I'm the chorus director at Milford Middle School in New Hampshire. Today I'm joined by my husband and 2-year-old son. They are conveniently over there by the toys. So if you hear any car or animal noises, that is why. Although I will say he was super mesmerized by Voices 21C. Like, he was just standing there and just in awe, so that's wonderful. So thank you so much to the Kane Committee for this generous grant and your belief in this project. I'm honored and thrilled to have your support in bringing this unique opportunity to life in New Hampshire schools. In spring 2025, the Milford, New Hampshire choruses will premiere a new choral work by Dr. Gala Flagello, celebrating the beauty of New Hampshire. This piece will capture the spirit of our state, the mountains, lakes, coastline that make it such a special place. Thanks to this grant, we are going to be able to offer affordable participation to schools who might otherwise not be able to be part of this consortium. With this Kane grant, we can broaden the reach, inviting more students into this experience and truly making this a statewide celebration. Gala, our composer, and I actually share a very long history. We've known each other since first grade back in New Fairfield, Connecticut. Growing up together, we both developed a love for music that would lead us to our careers. Having the chance to work together on a project like this that can inspire our students is deeply meaningful. I hope our students can see the power of lifelong friendships and the creative potential of partnerships like ours. Thank you to the Kane Committee for helping us make the vision accessible to students across the state. We can't wait to raise our voices together and celebrate New Hampshire's unique beauty through music. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's see, where was I? Next up is the Northampton Community Music Center in Northampton, Massachusetts, for Hopeful Harmonies with projects Ujima Singers and Pride Chorus. Jonathan Harvey will read a statement from Development Director Kim Hoff, who could not be here because she has COVID.
Amy, thank you for clarifying that I am not Kim. My name is Jonathan Harvey. I'm a board member with Choral Arts New England, and the Northampton Community Music Center's Hopeful Harmonies project is a suite of programs that provide free or low-cost music education, programming, and participation to those community members who need it most. The Ujima Singers and Pride Chorus are two of the most robust and important programs within Hopeful Harmonies. And I'd love to tell you a little bit more about each of these programs that Choral Arts New England is so generously supporting this year. The Ujima Singers is a chorus prioritizing Black and Indigenous participation and bringing musical and cultural collectivity to the Black community in Western Massachusetts. The chorus is led by Evelyn Harris, Grammy-nominated songwriter and former longtime member of Sweet Honey in the Rock. With Ujima Singers, Black and Indigenous community members are empowered and their voices join in songs of justice and resilience. Ujima is a Swahili word that means collective work and responsibility. Through confidence, love, and feeling, the chorus joins in Ujima and shares their soul. Pride Chorus is a mixed-voice chorus rehearsing and performing music that celebrates the LGBTQ+ community. The chorus is led by Mara Levy, a multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, and former touring artist. Pride Chorus welcomes teens and adults who identify as LGBTQ+ and their allies. All experience levels and vocal ranges are embraced, and singers work with the director to choose the music that most fully expresses and rejoices who they are in a safe and embracing space. Public performances uplift, inspire, and provide healing to participants and audience members alike. Free community performances by both choruses promote equity, sing out for justice and visibility, and enrich the lives of audience members and our entire community. Funding right now is especially important as we've seen these two programs grow significantly from a combined participation of 75 last year to a combined participation of nearly 100 this year, with 85% of participants receiving either full or partial scholarship. Through Ujima Singers and Pride Chorus, we embrace diversity, equity, justice, and inclusion in the choral arts. Thank you so much to Choral Arts New England for helping the Northampton Community Music Center to provide essential, affirming scholarships and to continue amplifying the voices of people who have historically struggled for their truth and their voices to be heard. You keep the music going. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan, for representing. Next up is the Special Needs Arts Program Incorporated of Lexington, Massachusetts for SNAP, S-N-A-P, Youth Chorus Pilot Project. This project is the winner of the Richard Coffey Grant in support of projects that are transformative for organizations. Please welcome Heidi O'Mara, Executive Director.
Hello, my name is Heidi O'Mara, and I have the privilege to be the Executive Director of Special Needs Arts Programs. And we are so honored and grateful to be first-time recipients of a grant from Choral Arts New England. And I have to say, I am just so humbled and honored to be in the presence of so many incredible music makers. You're all so inspiring to me. And doing such amazing work. I am really honored to be, our group to be honored, is honored to be included among you. Special Needs Arts Programs was founded in 1981, and we were founded by a professionally trained singer and pianist, Marilyn Abel. Our origin story starts with a chorus, a sing-along chorus. Marilyn was also a special education teacher, and she absolutely believed in the transformative power of music to unite people. And she saw that her students were quite isolated from the community, and she decided in 1981, with proceeds that she had raised from a concert, a singing concert where she performed, that she would start special needs arts programs and start the sing-along chorus. That chorus has been running continuously since 1981, including 17 months over Zoom during the pandemic. And we now have 2 rehearsal groups, actually, for sing-along chorus. We started arts programs about 15 years ago, visual arts. But the heart of special needs arts programs was always with music. And we finished a strategic plan about 18 months ago. And with our choral programs really at capacity, which is a whole other issue, really at capacity, we had a lot of younger individuals who identify as being neurodivergent who were looking for opportunity. So Choral Arts New England provided us with a grant to start a pilot program last summer, and it was called Vibrant Voices. And it is for individuals aged 13 to 22 to come together, and it really fosters creative expression, personal growth, and more than that, social connections, friendships, and the ability to be able to showcase their talents and abilities. I'm very happy to report that we had a robust summer season, and that has continued on into the fall. We have our fall session going right now, and Vibrant Voices will be contributing their voices to our concert coming up on May 18th with our sing-along chorus. So as I said, it's my great honor to be here. We are so grateful to Choral Arts New England for the support, and we will look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
So many wonderful, worthy causes happening right here, right now. It's amazing. Next up is the Choral Art Society, otherwise known as Choral Art, of Portland, Maine, for a Choral Art Travis Ramsey Commission called FIRE. Please welcome Dr. Robert Russell, Music Director.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. I came to know Travis Ramsey some 20 years ago as a composition student at the University of Southern Maine. And over the past 2 decades, we have engaged Travis 5 times for something as pedestrian as a brass arrangement of an existing piece, to a 10-minute Christmas cantata that made a very significant impact a decade ago on our holiday program. To say that Travis and choral art have been a good match would be truly an understatement. A year and a half ago, I contacted Travis with an idea to program the Mozart Credo Mass and a new work. And I only gave him three parameters. It should be about a half concert, about a 30-minute work, using the Mozart instrumentation and on a theme related to Maine. In short order, he came back with an idea: the Great Fire of 1866, which destroyed half of Portland, Maine. Travis has delivered to us a 4-movement work. The first movement is about the fire itself. And the first draft of the first movement came to me at about 15 and a half minutes. Roughly half the work. And Travis and I corresponded over the next several months. And after some conversation and some editing, the first movement came in at 12 and a half minutes. And Travis made the remark, he said, sometimes it's a good idea to have your neighbor to thin your radishes. The second movement, Desolation, is the response of the community in the days following the Great Fire, and the delivery mechanism, what Travis has chosen for that movement, is 16th century counterpoint. The third movement, Dear Stranger, Travis selected from the hundreds of letters that came to the city of Portland following the conflagration. And from these letters, some would be addressed merely, Dear Stranger. Here is $20 that I have collected from my paper route. And the fourth movement is the resolution, the Portland, which indeed rose from the ashes. From that conflagration came the motto that Portland adopted, Resurgam, I will rise again. And Travis has composed it in such a way that the last minute lends itself to augmentation. And so we have invited local high school singers to the concert and to join us in the singing of the final minute of Fire. Members of the choral art community have embraced this project enthusiastically. We have reached out to Greater Portland Landmarks and to the Maine Historical Society for extra musical events associated with this premiere in March. It is something that is a major undertaking for us, and for the support of Choral Arts New England, we are truly thankful. We are grateful. Thank you.
Next up is the Vermont Symphony Orchestra of Burlington, Vermont, for the Vermont Symphony Orchestra Visualizer Concert of 2025, a live music event at Beta Technologies in March 2025. This project is the winner of the Choral Arts New England Board Chairs Grant for demonstration of an innovative approach to the choral arts, whether in terms of repertoire, financing, production, or rethinking and expanding the community. Please welcome Devin Cook, Development Director.
Hi, good afternoon. My name's Devin. I am the Director of Development with the Vermont Symphony Orchestra. On behalf of myself, as well as our Executive Director, Elise Brunel, I would love to thank the Choral Arts New England and the Grants Committee for your support. And to echo what's already been said, it's been a real honor getting to hear about all the amazing programs that all these different groups in New England does. I'm proud to be a New Englander, especially in the arts. So this grant is going to fund 2 performances that are taking place on March 1st at Beta Technologies, which is an innovative science-based plant that focuses on renewable energy. So our performance will be a mixture of many different sensories, including a visual sensory addition thanks to the Champlain College Emergent Media Center. Students there will be creating customized projections that will be shown throughout the electric airplane hangar at Beta Technologies. And throughout the space, there will be a 40-voice chorus performing 4 different songs, a mixture of both classical and contemporary, and moving throughout the space as well to create different, a different experience for folks depending on where you're standing and where you're sitting. This will also be accompanied by a pianist, cellist, and violinist. And it is a very exciting new addition to our program. This year marks the Vermont Symphony Orchestra's 90th anniversary, so we're very excited about that. And our 100-voice volunteer-based chorus just celebrated their 30th anniversary this year as well. So many landmarks, many milestones, and we're very appreciative to you all for making this possible. So thank you very much. If you're in Burlington, Vermont, March 1st, please come and see us.
Did I mention how innovative everybody is being? It's really remarkable, and I think just extemporaneously, as a choral arts member, I'm really proud to be able to support, I know we all are, proud to be able to support so much innovation. It's great. And finally, the Worcester Children's Chorus of Worcester, Mass. For One Voice Youth Choral Festivals in 2024 and 25. Please welcome Chris Wachorski, Executive Director.
So with a name like Wachorski and with Worcester Children's Chorus being, starting with a W, I'm very used to being the last, the last in the line. So it's great to be here. Hello, everyone. You know my name. I'm the Executive Director of Worcester Children's Chorus. Our Artistic Director, Pamela Mendel, really wanted to be here today. She's sad she can't be, but she is out of town. So her and I put together these remarks that we're going to share with you. We are so grateful to Choral Arts New England and for the Alfred Nash Patterson Grant, which is supporting 2 youth choral festivals, bringing young singers together across Greater Worcester. Here's a bit of history. After a successful collaboration in 2023 between Brad Dumont's Assumption University Choirs and Worcester Children's Chorus, Brad and Pam decided to expand, welcoming youth from across the area to join in. This led to the formation of the One Voice Youth Choral Consortium in partnership with Assumption University Choirs, All Saints Choir, and Many Voices Youth Singers. Our goal is simple but essential: to create accessible, low-cost choral opportunities that focus on building community and belonging while sharing the joy of making music. The consortium's diverse partners bring their talents to singers from elementary school up through college. One Voice held its first Youth Choral Festival in March 2024. Over 90 young singers from Greater Worcester came together to connect, learn, and then perform for the public in a truly uplifting celebration of music and friendship. Now on to the festival supported by Kane. On July 16th, 2024, in collaboration with Massachusetts ACDA, the One Voice Youth Choral Consortium offered a day-long youth choral festival during the Mass ACDA Summer Conference. The day featured nearly 40 talented singers from grades 5 to 9, showcasing their abilities in a short but very productive rehearsal period. They were singing and moving together from the moment they arrived. Under the direction of Pamela Mendel, Kevin Neal, and Reagan Paras, the youth choir delivered a stunning performance after rehearsing for just a few hours. Their diverse program included songs in 3 different languages, highlighting their versatility and commitment to an inclusive musical experience. The singers also had the opportunity to work with UK-based composer and conductor and ACDA Summer Conference headliner, Ben Perry, and performed one of his pieces in the concert together with the Adult Festival Chorus. It was a thrill for them to work with a living composer and to bring his piece to life in one short day. Beyond the musical achievements, the youth choir also engaged in various non-musical activities designed to foster friendship and camaraderie among the young singers. 3 college students studying music education volunteered during the festival, assisted during rehearsals, and especially during the social activities. They helped to create a supportive and collaborative atmosphere, enhancing the overall experience for every participant. Special thanks to Destiny Cooper, R&R Chair for Children and Community Youth, for her support throughout the process, and to Lisa Graham, who Mass ACDA President, for including the youth choir and Mass ACDA Summer Conference. The event was beautiful and uplifting showcase of young musical talent and community spirit, marking a wonderful experience for all involved. We are grateful to be able to provide these joyful and enriching opportunities for the youth in Massachusetts. Looking ahead, our next festival is planned for April 5th, 2025. If anybody has young people who are interested in joining us, we hope to reach even more young singers, building connections across more youth choirs and communities. In today's complicated world, Worcester Children's Chorus and the One Voice Youth Choral Consortium believe passionately that our youth need a safe and inclusive place of self-expression through the joy of singing in community. Thank you, Choral Arts New England, for helping us give young people a space to connect, create, and express themselves through music, and thank you for the space to share such amazing, inspiring projects. I wish I had a copy of all of your speeches. Have a good day, and thank you very much.
Please put your hands together for all of these amazing folks. Congratulations to all of our grantees. And stay tuned for the next grant cycle, which is coming up. Just saying. Thank you so much.
From Wayland X. Coleman. I'm an incarcerated person in a Massachusetts state prison. I've been incarcerated for 27 years, serving a life without parole sentence, until recently, when I became eligible under the Massachusetts Division for Emerging Artists. I created the Freedom Song as a demand on both capitalist and nation-state governments to free the people of the world from their chains, laws, repressive military activity, and greed. It is to imagine a world where all of the poor, oppressed, and disenfranchised people find a united voice to demand that we are all people and that we all love freedom. Freedom in all its forms, body, mind, or the spiritual, is a natural birthright, and all of the laws, institutions, and tools developed to remove them are unnatural. and serve in the best interests of the political government and the wealthy. So as a world's people, whom are predominantly poor, we must demand our humanity. We must demand our freedom.
States neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Wayland Coleman writes, the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution abolished plantation slavery in America. The authors of the same document that abolished slavery effectively built into it an exception clause that would allow black freedom to continue to be politically targeted through the criminal legal system. We are not today, as a people, fully free, and therefore we must continue to demand that freedom if we ever want it to be a reality at any point in our future. So give us all our freedom.
Thank you so much for bringing that piece to us. But we'll continue with our ceremony. Next, we are privileged to present our Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. André de Quadros. And I think you've perhaps gotten through the performances of Voices 21C some inkling of some of the work that he's done and some of the impact that he's had on the wider choral community. But our board member, Irene Itacheria, is going to introduce him.
So it is a profound honor to present this Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. André de Quadros, who is a visionary leader whose dedication to choral music, education, and human rights has transformed communities locally, nationally, and across the globe. For over 20 years, Dr. de Quadros has served as a professor of music at Boston University, leading initiatives that champion intercultural understanding and inclusivity. He's the founder of Voices 21C and directs music classes at Boston University's prison education programs in Suffolk and Norfolk County jails, creating artistic experiences with incarcerated communities. His impact extends internationally through his work with various choirs, and I encourage you to look through his bio in the program to see the breadth of his impact. While Dr. de Quadros has earned numerous accolades from Chorus America and the American Choral Directors Association, it is the personal testimonies from those closest to him that revealed the true depth of his influence. Crystal and Brad Morin DeMont, artistic leaders of Voices 21C and mentees of Dr. de Quadros, shared. Meeting André de Quadros and getting to be part of his work revolutionized our understanding of choral music. He was the first person we encountered who truly expanded the possibilities of choral practice. He opened up a world of collaborative expression, empowering singers to incorporate vocal improvisation, personal reflection, spoken word, and movement into arrangements, centering a process that prioritizes kindness and mutual respect over merely just sounding good. Trey Pratt, who worked alongside Dr. de Quadros in the prison education program, remarked, "Working with André taught me more than I could have imagined about creativity across artistic disciplines and about teaching artistry at the highest level, regardless of challenges or circumstance." Generations of students, colleagues, and community members can attest to Dr. de Quadros' enduring impact on their lives. It's a ripple effect that spans cultures and borders. Today, we honor him and celebrate him, a true luminary whose life's work reminds us of music's power to bridge divides, foster understanding, and uplift the human spirit. So I'm going to invite Dr. de Quadros to come up on the stage and receive this honor from us, and if we can all just welcome him with applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. I'm very, very deeply humbled by the remarks. I'm also humbled by the presence of so many people who are here who are important to me. Thank you very much to Irene, to Trey, and to Brad and Crystal for those generous words, and to so many other people. I have on the phone Waylon Coleman, who's one of our very, very close collaborators, as I mentioned already. He's on the phone from prison, and I'd like to, because the phones will cut off from prison any minute, so I'd like to give him a chance to speak, so you can actually hear his voice through. And I think this mic should work okay. If not, I think we can use another mic. But I just want to make sure that Wayland is actually present here. Just want. Oh my God, the call ended. Oh dear. Well, we just kind of ran out of time. I suppose there's a prison lockdown at a particular time, and so I had hoped that he might have been able to be present, really literally speaking to you, but obviously it didn't work out. But thank you very, very much to the Choral Arts New England Board for this wonderful and extraordinary honor. You know, I was looking through the list of honorees, and so many people I've admired and known for so long. People like Anne Howard-Jones, who's my very, very dear friend, one of my earliest friends from this part of the world. David Hoos, Alice Parker, who I've known for so long, and Maggie Brooks, and I mean, I can't remember, there were so many people on that list. Dan Perkins, who I admire as well, who's connected to us in so many ways, that these are all extraordinary human beings, and to walk in their footsteps is something very, very meaningful for me. And it's also meaningful for me as an immigrant and non-American, to be kind of welcomed into this space means a lot, and particularly at this time when I feel more alienated from this country than I've ever felt before because of America's presence in the world, but then having this family of people to be with and to be welcomed into it means a lot for me, and rescues me a little bit from that kind of dark space. I don't want to comment about the my own personal work, but I want to mention that Voices 21C is a beacon of light and hope and compassion. Just to mention one example, and Voices 21C, of course, as you've obviously ascertained, works closely with people who are and who have been incarcerated, but also concerned about and deeply concerned about forced migration, about LGBTQ plus, and about gender and sexual orientation, as well as so many other aspects of our time, peace and resistance. Voices 21C was the first American choir to perform both in the West Bank, in Palestine, and in Israel, collaborating with both Palestinians and with Israelis. And for many years, Voices 21C gave performances of Muslim music in Boston's Center for Jewish Culture. And this is, I think, an important thing to recognize, how choral music can be a manifestation of an aspiration of peace and solidarity in a way that make it particularly meaningful. Voices 21C is not just a collective, it is a heart space. And it's where we find common cause and nourish hope. And I've been privileged to have been given the opportunity, I feel it's a privilege to be given the opportunity to work with many people in many diverse settings around the world, from hospitals and prisons to refugee shelters and psychosocial rehabilitation facilities, from post-conflict zones with minority faith communities to contested geographies like occupied Palestine, where we see the continuation of violence that can only be condemned. For me, the work in American prisons has been both important and rewarding. For when we go to the margins, the shatter zones, to work with the silenced and the forgotten, we discover, as I did, that our humanness is extended and deepened, that we become better activists, artists, teachers, and global citizens. We live also in a time of unprecedented loneliness. We live in a time of social fragmentation, of fractures, and social and global collapse. Choral music can be a place and can be organisms where we actually can defragment ourselves, where we can actually bring people together. America was a model of civic life and civic togetherness until the 1960s. And over the years, progressively, America has faced the demise of that kind of civic togetherness. And choral music can help to do that. And prisons is actually where I have witnessed astonishing wisdom, artistic innovation and ingenuity, and the resilience of the human spirit. I must say that my work is not solo work. It is, as you know, always in community and with community. Just as they say about raising children that it takes a village, the same can be said of me. It has taken many partnerships and collaborations to bring me to this moment in my life. And this award is therefore shared by my loving family members in Voices 21C, by Onyx White, my brother, who was in prison and is now out, and whom we've partnered with Waylon Coleman, with my Israeli and Palestinian people who are engaging in resistance and in love and togetherness. And therefore, it is in community that we find ourselves. And the award really, therefore, is shared. There is much to do to build a just, equitable world. Choral music can be integral to this struggle, and we must pledge together to imagine big, to love deeply, and to work in resistance for liberation and freedom. Thank you. Thank you. I think we're departing in song. Is that right? No. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be jumping in the gun, so to speak.
We are going to depart in song, but first, a couple things before we go. First of all, we have one more speaker to speak briefly to the group, and that is our board member, Ellen Gilson-Voth.
Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to stand here and, having just completed a 3-year term as vice chair, just to thank all of my colleagues in Kane. What an afternoon of inspiration that I hope will propel us forward. And I actually head this evening to a rehearsal. I'm a conductor and composer based in the Hartford, Connecticut area. And as much as I would love to enjoy a time with everyone, I'll be heading to our work as in the choral arts. And so I can assure you it's nothing that anyone said or did, but I'm off to doing the work that we do. A quote from Robert Shaw that I leave you with. In this time of political, economic, and personal disintegration, music is not a luxury, it is a necessity, not simply because it is therapeutic, nor because it is the universal language, but because it is the persistent focus of our intelligence, our aspiration, and goodwill. And I hope all of the intelligence and aspiration and goodwill that's been shared here today so freely shapes us and inspires us to continue shaping lives around us through music. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Well, it only remains for me to say thank you to some people who were really important in getting this ceremony together. First of all, I want to thank Irene Itacheria and her committee, who did tremendous work in making all of this happen. I'd also like to, yes. so much better her than me. I'd like to thank the board of Choral Arts New England, and particularly the Grants Committee, for all their hard work in reviewing all of the many applications we received and selecting these wonderful grant recipients. I'd like to thank United Parish for providing us such a great place to have this. And I'd like to thank all of the people and groups who are honored here today for your commitment, for your talent, for your vision, for your hard work, and for all the great music that you are making. So thanks to everybody, and it's so wonderful to be able to celebrate all of you and all of what you do. And now, we will all depart in song. One of the great parts of the Choral Arts New England tradition is that we close our award ceremony by giving everybody here a chance to sing, and we're all going to be conducted by our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, André de Quadros. That is such a good point.
So we depart for the reception. So we're not actually departing completely.
Yes, we depart to the reception.
So we're departing the reception, and then after that, resting in peace. Well, it's just that it's one of the things we say, they said in Voice 21, see, you only get Lifetime Achievement Awards when you're shortly to decompose. And, and so I will depart for the refreshments, and after that I'll depart for decomposition. So you're probably wondering why I chose Urban Lead, and for me, I find myself to be reflecting every day in grief and outrage about this dark time, and Urban Lead spoke to me very much about that, this idea of the evening drawing near. I'm not an expert on the Bible, but this particular verse in Luke chapter 25 said, when the disciples say to Jesus, stay with me, stay with us, and let's be together. And so Jesus stays with them, and then they're together. And to me, this idea of togetherness, to be together. The day is drawing nigh, evening is falling, darkness is with us. Stay with us. And so this idea of being together, I want us all to come, whether you think of yourself or classify yourself as a singer or an executive director or just actually a human being. I want we to come really, really close together right here, in a circle kind of thing, and a clump of a circle, and we'll all stand together and we'll sing Urban Lied, Bleib bei uns, stay with us.